Okay, so have you ever, like, met someone and there's just something about them,
Yeah.
like this aura, calm, but there's like a strength there too. Hard to
Mhm.
describe.
Definitely, yeah, I know what you mean.
So today we're diving into that je ne sais quoi. Specifically, we're going to unpack the Taurus Ascendant.
Okay.
In astrology, it's like that first impression, the mask we present to the world, right?
That's right.
And with Taurus, ruled by Venus, it's elegant, it's appreciating the finer things in life. So we're going to look at how this ascendant, how it shapes someone's personality, the relationship, all that.
Sounds good.
We've got some really interesting astrologer's notes to pull from,
Yeah.
and this cool infographic too. So ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so it's interesting, right? When we think strength, we
Right.
think big, loud, assertive. But Taurus Ascendant, it's like it's saying, hold on, strength can be quiet too.
It's true. The notes even mention that soft-spoken, gentle demeanor that can
Mhm.
really throw people off.
Right. It's not like when you picture a bull, you think gentle.
Not typically.
But I guess that's astrology for you. Full of surprises.
Totally. And just to be clear, this gentleness isn't weakness.
Right.
Taurus is earth, after all,
Well,
right?
yeah.
So it's more like quiet confidence, loving peace, but like deeply loyal, too.
Okay, that makes sense. Earth, grounded, you're a rock for people. You can see that loyalty tying in.
Definitely.
And speaking of being grounded, our sources talk about Taurus Ascendant and their love of, well, luxury. Beautiful
Yeah.
things. Doesn't mean they're all about diamonds and yachts, right?
No. It's more an appreciation for quality, like enjoying a meal that's made with care, fresh ingredients, surrounding themselves with nice things, but things that last. Art, natural fabrics, that kind of thing.
So not necessarily extravagant, but you can tell there's thought put into it.
Exactly. And remember, Venus is ruling the show here. Love, beauty, it's all connected.
Right, it's all coming together. Venus, the planet of beauty, influencing how a Taurus ascendant approaches, well, everything. Relationships, their style even.
Their taste in music.
Yes, the
Yeah.
sources mention that. They often have this deep appreciation for music and just a refined taste in general.
Yeah, and speaking of how they approach those pleasures,
Yeah.
the infographic, it uses this phrase, sensual and courteous life paths.
Sensual, okay, that might raise some eyebrows. We're not just talking about, like, romance here.
Yeah. No, it's bigger than that. It's like being really present in your senses. Touch, taste, all of them. Really savoring life, maybe more than other signs.
Experiencing things fully.
Exactly.
Okay, and then courteous. Now that one throws me off a bit. What's that got to do with anything?
It's subtle. I think it speaks to, wanting harmony, wanting things to be pleasant for them and the people around them.
Makes you think of those dinner parties where everything's just so.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. How a Taurus ascendant moves through the world, career, finances, all that.
Okay, yeah.
The astrologer we've been looking at, they say Taurus ascendants are strongly motivated by fulfilling their desires, which says to me they know what they want,
Yeah, they do.
but they also describe them as having a gradual and methodical approach to achievement. So it's not like impulsive,
Not usually. They're playing the long game.
that grounded earth energy again.
There it is.
And this actually leads perfectly into the infographic mentioning their natural financial acumen.
It all ties together. They might not all be like Wall Street whizzes, but
Right, but that practicality.
exactly. Understanding value, wanting security, that's going to show up in how they handle money.
Speaking of security, how does this all, the beauty, the loyalty, the carefulness,
Right.
how's it show up in relationships? Because apparently spouses of Taurus ascendants
Yeah, this is interesting.
tend to be assertive, dominant even.
That's an interesting mix, isn't it? Especially with that Taurus ascendant loyalty, maybe even possessiveness.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster, honestly.
It could be, sure. But remember, peace and harmony are big for Taurus ascendant, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they like having someone who takes charge. As long as that loyalty is there, that security.
So it's less fireworks, more finding a balance that works.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, another thing that stood out to me. Slow to anger, slow to forgive. Is that just a nice way of saying they hold grudges?
I wouldn't say that exactly.
Mhm.
Venus is all about peace. But loyalty has two sides, They get betrayed, it's going to take time.
So there's that earthiness again, not letting go easily.
But the infographic also mentions their strong powers of compromise. It's almost like contradicting.
Maybe it's about choosing their battles, like not sweating the small stuff, but when it matters,
Exactly.
that's when they dig in their heels.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Okay, so we're wrapping up here, but the infographic has a few more little nuggets. First up, inclination towards cooking.
Makes perfect sense, though, right?
It does, if we're talking sensual
The
pleasures.
smells, the tastes, creating something. It fits.
Totally. Okay, and of course, we can't talk Taurus without mentioning their love of home. Is it about security or just liking a nice space?
Probably both. But for a Taurus ascendant, home is their sanctuary. Place to unwind, indulge, just be.
And last but not least, we have self-reliant with latent energy. Okay, that's interesting.
Right.
What do you think that untapped energy looks like when it comes out?
That's a good question. Maybe it's different for everyone, but it reminds us there's always more beneath the surface.
Which I think is a good note to end on. Our ascendant, it's that outer shell, right?
Right.
So if we understand that in ourselves, in other people, it can help us, right? Navigate relationships better, our own journeys. Just something to think about.